Appreciation event going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, a future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Get up! Get out of here and gone!
Covering the crew all season long, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studio in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Bob Brainerd.
It was worth the wait. And if you flip the script, it would have been, my goodness, why don't those guys get a roof down there? Hi, everybody. Welcome to Brewers Extra Innings, the late night edition, the West Coast edition, whatever you want to call it. After a nearly 1.5 hour delay, they didn't start the game on time. It was supposed to be around 7 p.m. down there at Wrigley Field, and the rain was coming in. The skies were nasty, and so they decided not to try to start it and then stop it. So the tarp was out at Wrigley Field, and it rained. It rained a lot, and so they finally kicked it off at 8:30. And when they did, boy, what a pitching duel it was, and defense was being flashed on both sides. It was a quick ball game. And then it got to be to the point where it's like, all right, somebody's got to figure out how to win this quick ball game, and the Brewers were the ones to do that, tallying that single run in the 8th inning on the RBI by Bryce Terang to drive in Jake Bauers, and that is all the Brewer pitchers needed tonight. Colin Ray was really good in this one, and so was Jameson Taillon, for that matter. Taillon even went deep into this game, going all the way into the 8th inning, and then when the Cubs went to the bullpen, that's when the Brewers were able to scratch out that single run, and then there were some tight moments in the 8th and the 9th inning, with the Cubs having the tying and go-ahead or potentially the game-winning walk-off run in the 9th inning. But 20th save of the season, and there you go. 1-0 is the final. Now, we're going to talk later with Craig Kashan from Bally Sports Wisconsin. Craig will join us when the TV side is wrapped up. And so I want to talk with him about a lot of the elements of the game tonight. But I want to touch on what Josh mentioned at the end of the post-game show following the game when he was referring to Pat Murphy. And we will hear from Murph later on as well. But the bad thing that comes out of this, because, yeah, it's all good when you have to sit around for an hour and a half and you're able to win a ball game against a division rival and win the season series in the process. And, of course, go for the series win tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a quick turnaround. But, yeah, the damper on all this is the word on Christian Yelich. When he was taken out of the game and pinch hit, you kind of had a feeling that something had to really be wrong, to the point that why would you take one of the best hitters in all of baseball at this point out in a critical situation in a tight ball game? Well, we know the answer that Pat Murphy alluded to, and again, we'll hear from him later on, but he alluded to that back tightened up on Yelich, and we know how that back has been an issue for Christian. And so anytime you were thinking at the time, it's like, okay, back tightness, they're cautious because of the history of Yelich's back. And so they were being cautious, but you didn't get the feeling that it was going to be anything of a big deal, but apparently it might be a bigger deal than originally diagnosed. And so we will hear more from Pat Murphy. I'm sure we will hear more from the Brewers on this tomorrow. But if you take a Christian Yelich, the way he has reinvented himself and brought himself back to the MVP form that he had when he first came to the Milwaukee Brewers, you take him out of the equation now at this stage as we're getting ready to flip the calendar from July to August and more critical games ahead in the final 2 months, this could be a key loss for the Brewers. They have always, this season, and it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway, they have found ways to get around guys when they've been out of commission. It's been documented with the starting pitchers. It's been certainly documented not having Devin Williams from the get-go. You've seen all these players step up along the way. And so if the Brewers lose Christian Yelich for an extended period of time, okay, well, they've got a whole glut of outfielders that they have been mixing and matching and using at different points. And what a time for Jackson Chourio, by the way, to heat up after he struggled the first couple months of the season. So you're going to need him to stay in a good place, and you're going to need somebody like a Blake Perkins who kind of saw more time on the bench of late when Garrett Mitchell got healthy. Well, now you're going to start to see the mixing and matching again if Yelich is going to be down and out for an extended period of time. Again, we will see, and we'll hear more from Murph later on about this, but that's the one bad thing that comes out of all of this when the Brewers fight and scratch and claw, and they're able to come out of this with a 1-0 victory. But if you're going to lose your most valuable player in the process, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. So we will see, again, things going forward. We're going to take a break and step aside and talk more about the game and how the Brewers were able to navigate a lot of difficult situations in this baseball game to come away with the victory, because it could have easily gone the other way. So with a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank also knows how to hit it out of the park. They've been serving businesses in the area for nearly 15 years, offering industry-specific expertise and local decision-making capabilities to help your business succeed. This is commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC. It's a Tuesday evening, a little bit left of Tuesday evening before we hit midnight and head into Wednesday afternoon. Bob Brainerd in for Dom on this Tuesday. The Brewers beat the Cubs at Wrigley Field 1-0. We're talking about it on Brewers Extra Innings.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Drive into summer with a beautiful new car from the International Autos Group. Get spectacular savings of up to $20,000, and 0.9% financing is available for 60 months. Every model in our 2,000 car inventory is priced to sell. The International Autos Group, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Sheboygan, and Brown Deer. Or at IAAutogroup.com, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Financing with approved credit, $1,709 per month per $1,000 financed on select models.
Join an unforgettable weekend of summer fun when the Brewers play the Marlins July 26th through the 28th. Be here for Yacht Rock Night on Friday and a Hawaiian shirt giveaway Saturday. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Milwaukee a winner at Wrigley Field. It was soaked for 90 minutes before they played baseball, but Milwaukee hangs on to win it. 1-0 was the final score. Bob Brainerd in for Dom, along with Max Meyerson, pressing all the buttons here this evening. Okay, we're going to get right to it because this is important to hear from Pat Murphy after the baseball game. You heard Josh allude to it, that he was asked about the injury when they took Christian Yelich out of the game with some tightness in his back. So Murphy elaborated a little bit more, so let's hear Murph after the baseball game tonight talking about Yelich and this baseball game.
Been hit with a line drive in the foot, and then, just we've seen this out of Jared before. I mean, he's a tough kid, man. He's got, that fortitude that allows him to be resilient and come back and keep attacking and keep attacking. And the momentum was against him, and he just kept going. And, really proud of the kid, man. He's back off the IL and only in his second outing and had to go to almost 30 pitches. And, I'm just proud of the kid.
Is that sort of the end, close to the end for him, just given that he's...
Yeah, that's what he said. He's been a multiple inning pitcher for us, so we understand that he's got it in him. And he had a long layoff, and he had a rehab outing, and then our outing in Minnesota. And he's just, he's a kid that I know he can handle. I know he can handle the job, and I know in big situations, he's come through most every time.
Up until that swing by Bryce, did that feel in many ways like last night's game all over again?
Oh my God. I mean, just like little things we didn't do right offensively, we didn't execute the way we could have. There was a little bit of a force it, and young players, sometimes you got to take it out of their hands and just tell them what to do. And but they're learning as they go. But we didn't execute the way we could have, and it's a bunch of teaching moments.
Was Mitchell's slide one of them, or was that one where there's nothing he could do?
No, you slide to the inside. It's one of the rules in baseball that probably will be changed someday, but when you're running from third base on a contact play, you run way to the inside, and that throw tailed and would have been a very tough play. But that's a mistake by a young player.
And what about the 3-0 bunt? Where are you on that one?
I'd say ill-advised, but I trust the kid, and he was feeling like, hey, I knew I wanted to bunt for a hit there, and I wanted to get him over. That's what I want to do. So.
We don't see a lot of exultation from Bryce Terang, but I think he did after the hit got through for the run. Is that a needed it in the he needed it category?
I think so. Yeah. It's a great win. It's a great win to keep our poise and not execute offensively the way we could have. We didn't get a bunt down in the 8th and the 9th with a guy that's a good bunter. We didn't get the bunt down in the 9th. We hit a line drive. Another ill-advised decision when the guys are crashing that hard. You don't still bunt. You pull back. But again, a rookie. Ill-advised. The 3-0 bunt, ill-advised. The running outside, Churio going to second with no outs, ill-advised. Great throw by the center fielder.
Yeah, Christian coming out of the game precautionary. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts. Those are my thoughts.
How concerning just that it's been a while?
Concerning.
IL situation?
Could be.
Mark, what about Code Red tonight? 8 strikeouts and just
awesome.
You talked about, a command guy like him to have a long layoff like that. Sometimes that can go against you, but he didn't seem to show any signs of that.
No, I think he did. I think he showed little portions. He had a lot of 3-ball counts, a lot of 3-2 counts, but he's just. This guy's getting better and better. He's not showing any signs of. He's taking the ball every single time out, and another guy we got to look to, somebody needs to start knowing who this guy is.
Last 5 outings for him, there's been a lot more swing and miss than there was early in the year. Do you think there's anything specific that can be attributed to?
Yeah, I think usually it's getting ahead in the count, and then doesn't have to show his off-speed stuff early or the cutter early. And I think his fastball's been the key right now, is that he's really located, started in Colorado. He's just decided to pound his fastball a little bit on down and away, and I think that's helped him a bunch.
Are you guys going to every night? It's win tonight, but given some of the teachable moments for the youth tonight, does it feel extra critical to win this one?
Yeah.
Feel good about it instead of being a really tough loss?
Yeah. Big turnaround. That's a great observation on your part.
Yeah, a lot of things didn't go right for the Brewers, but those are satisfying victories when you still get the win despite all, and Murph ran through it was like a laundry list, but you're still able to find ways to win a baseball game the way they did, winning it 1-0 over the Cubs at Wrigley Field. The Cubs out-hit Milwaukee 7-6, but Milwaukee got that one run in the 8th inning, and again, despite all the issues and the miscues and the misreads and the not good decisions made, they won the ball game and have a chance to win the season. Not the season series. They already won the season series, but they can win this 3-game series when they play tomorrow afternoon, almost later this afternoon. But also sandwiched in there, you heard Murph talk about when he was asked about Christian Yelich, and he was really brief. He was very short, but he did say he's concerned that it could be a while. So if it was a nothing burger, then I think Pat Murphy would have just said, no. I mean, he tweaked something and, he should be fine. He'll look at it, maybe we rest him tomorrow. He would have blown it off. But he was very short in his assessment and saying that, yes, he was concerned that this could be something long-term for Christian Yelich. And when it comes to Yelich and the back, you usually do. Unfortunately, you err on the side of it being something more severe than just somebody else that tweaks their back because of the back history that Christian Yelich has. Again, we will find out more tomorrow when the Brewers and Cubs teed up in their afternoon series. Then, of course, going forward later this weekend when they return home to face the Miami Marlins and then the Atlanta Braves into next week. For a limited time, Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is offering $10 off an AC tune-up or $10 off an HVAC, plumbing, or electrical service call. At Cider, your at-home comfort is a top priority. Visit Cider.com today. That's SEIDER.com. When we come back, it's the late edition of Brewers Extra Innings. We're going to talk with Craig Kashan a little bit later on, talk to him about what happened in this ballgame, what might happen going forward without a Christian Yelich, and we're also going to have the highlights of this one. It's nice and compact. Put it that way. Stick around.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
For your next exterior remodeling project, we know you're not asking a lot from us. You want the right products for your situation, you want a few different financing options that can make your project affordable, and you want us to do a good job with minimal disruption to your life. And this one's important. You want a warranty that matters. And we know that checking every box makes all the difference. You might be surprised at how many moving parts go into it, but we have just the right people in all the right places to pull that off every day and make it look easy. The company we have took us 21 years to build. It's an awesome place to work because we never stop improving it. And we think we can do this work so well that we can actually change the reputation of exterior remodelers long term. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Celebrate 42 years of tradition at Milwaukee's original house party. Join us on Milwaukee's beautiful lakefront, July 26th, 27th, and 28th for authentic German food, music, beer, and dancing. Experience the excitement of the Glockenspiel, Dachshund Culture Village, Mardi Gras Show, Trauchenschau, Sheep's Head Tournament, and much more. For more information, tickets, and admission discounts, visit GermanFest.com. Don't miss the fun. See you at GermanFest.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Milwaukee wins at Wrigley Field, beating the Cubs 1-0 after rain delay theater. They got the job done in quick fashion to beat the Cubs and now lead the season series. They win the season series because it doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. 7-5 so far and counting. They wrap it up with an afternoon affair tomorrow. And I can say tomorrow for another 3-4 minutes, Craig Kashan from Bally Sports, Wisconsin, because we're going to start talking on Tuesday night and we're going to end up talking on Wednesday morning after that nice rain delay down at Wrigley.
Hey, I turned into a pumpkin in 4 minutes, so you better get this show rolling, man.
Okay, we're rolling. But Craig, we just heard from Murph after the game, and he goes through this big checklist of, we didn't do this right, and the rookie made this mistake, and this and this and this and this. It's still satisfying when you can have all those miscues and things that need to be addressed and worked on, and still win the game when it's all said and done.
Well, it absolutely is. And the fact that this team has kind of been doing it at times, like we saw all season long, to be honest with you. I mean, they're in every game one way or the other. It was the same way last night. The Brewers did not play a very crisp game last night. In a lot of ways, it was kind of a clunky game. Yet, at the end of the day, you look and you've got the tying run at the plate in the ninth inning, so you have a chance to do something. And tonight, this one going, to the eighth inning scoreless, and Bryce Terang coming through with 2 outs, a guy that's really been struggling big time. They overcame some things, but this is what this team has been doing all season long. This is just, to me, Bob, just another sign of this team is legit, and they should be taken seriously, even though probably hardly any teams are across baseball, especially when you start looking at the postseason. And we're almost done here with the month of July.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this team, it has a lot of weapons, and they will not give up.
I also something that kind of flew under the radar was Trevor McGill. He knocks things down. It gets dicey there in the ninth inning, but he gets his 20th save of the season. And I've seen him lately where it looks like he's kind of leaking oil. And he's been used in heavy pressure situations, so you kind of wonder, he's not as dominant as he was when he got this closer's role, and so you start to maybe be concerned about him. But to your point, Craig, okay, it wasn't 1, 2, 3, I struck out the side, but he still finds a way to get it done when it's all said and done, and that's the bottom line. You're not looking for pretty, you're looking for efficiency and the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is you win the game, and when he was in the situation at Minnesota, and he came in on Sunday with a 3-run lead.
Right.
Boom, home run. Next thing you know, a couple of more base runners, and now it's a 1-run game. But this is how really high quality, high leverage closers work. They work best to their surroundings, and he had some wiggle room on Sunday in Minnesota. Tonight he doesn't have wiggle room, but guess what? When that leadoff hitter gets on, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, well, who's the only one who needs to buck up and get the job done and pitch like he's supposed to pitch? We can't do it from here. William Contreras can't do it from behind the plate. The defense can only play, if the ball's in play. But he's got to go out and execute and get the job done. And he's at that level right now. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities in baseball to do what we've seen him do all season long. He's got 20 saves in 22 opportunities. And to be honest with you, I don't think what Trevor McGill's done on the mound when it comes to success rate or the few failures has been any different than what I saw out of Josh Hader, has been any different than what we saw out of Devin Williams. Closers close, and sometimes they get beat trying to do that job. And I think he's been absolutely tremendous. Man, when Devin Williams gets back, and if he's going to be back to true Devin Williams all-star form in the short little window of time to close out the season, and McGill keeps doing what he's doing, holy cats.
By the way, Craig, happy Wednesday morning. We got there.
All right, I'm out of here.
I knew he would.
Turn it into the pumpkin.
Hold on a second here. Another thought on pitching. Colin Ray. This guy, he's so unassuming in what he does, but this was it. His effort tonight was just atypical of Colin Ray. Maybe he's not sexy with a bunch of strikeouts, but he had a bunch. What do you have? 8 strikeouts tonight, right?
Yeah, he had 8 strikeouts,
yeah.
And I mean, look, it wasn't easy for Colin Ray tonight. He got into a lot of situations,
right,
where he was ahead in the count, and then would fall back to even, then fall behind, and had to work extra hard for outs here. And then when he's not a big high rate strikeout guy every time he goes out there. So for him, during the scenario I just described, to still come up with 8 strikeouts, he was definitely going to be done after that 5th inning. But, he got through it all, which was tremendous. And I think he had to fight to find, the right pitch to get that final out on each batter throughout this game. And obviously the sweeper was great. 4 of the strikeouts were on the sweeper today. He had good north-south movement. There's no question about that. Fastball up, little sinker down. Colin Ray was really pretty good tonight for a guy. When you look at the 5 innings, you're like, oh, well, that was okay. But look, 4 hits, no runs allowed, couple of walks.
Yeah.
He was good, man. This guy is unbelievable. And this team wins when he's out on the mound. That's the best part.
Craig Kashan from Bally Sports, Wisconsin. He's turned into a pumpkin, but he's still talking baseball with us here on this now Wednesday morning. And when we come back on Brewers Extra Innings, Craig and I are going to talk about this Christian Yelich thing because this might be a concern going forward. Stick around.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
I'm Greg Matzik. Nobody should be balancing a checkbook ever. Ever, ever, ever. Why would you do it? It makes no sense. You never account for interest. You will always be pennies off. It'll drive you mad.
And I'm Jessica Ty. If it's on time, it's in green. If it's red, it's misery. So right now, Chicago, for the most part, is on time. But there's still a significant amount of misery.
Okay. You don't want that.
And the misery map says it's okay in Oshkosh. Not dealing with global life. Wisconsin's Midday News.
On WTMJ.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Time for another new coat of paint on your house? Get Rhino Shield ceramic coating. You won't have to paint again for 25 years guaranteed. Right now, get $1,500 off with 12 months same as cash financing. Visit RhinoShieldWIS.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Late night baseball talk with Bob Brainerd in for Dom and Craig Kashan from Bally Sports, Wisconsin. All right, Krager, you heard Murph after the ball game, and he was brief, but when he is brief, that usually means that he's very serious. He's not in the joking around mode. And so when he was brief, when he was asked about Christian Yelich, and might it be a while, he was like, yeah, he's concerned about that. That's concerning to hear that as good as Yelich has been. You talked about it. We're getting ready to flip the calendar to August here. They can ill afford to lose his bat and his presence in that clubhouse.
Well, and they've already lost him once this year, Bob, and it took quite a bit of time, nearly a month to get him back in gear. Now, the question is going to be is the back injury as serious as it was earlier, that it would require the same amount of time. Sometimes guys will take a little bit longer earlier in the season to come back from an injury to really make sure that they're back to 100%. And of course, guys will play through injuries. This is a tough one to play through when it's the back, and he has a long history of this. We all know this. So the question is really going to be, what can you play through? What kind of pain can you play through? And more importantly, through that pain, what can you produce? Can you still be Christian Yelich? Because I'm telling you, man, he truly deserved to be an all-star. He had the numbers. He has worked his way back to being, the league's top hitter. And this is the guy that's going to take you to the postseason, but he needs to be in position physically to do all of this. So this is going to be what they're going to weigh. And they got to make, chances are they want to bring Gary Sanchez back tomorrow. And they'd have to make a roster move, one way or the other to do that. Maybe they hold off on that for a day, hold off on Christian Yelich. You have the full day off on Thursday and see where he is on Friday before they make a roster move here, because it's a big question mark. You can't just go saying, just go on the 10-day injured list, right, and he'll be fine on Monday. So they don't want to necessarily go through that. So they have a lot to weigh here in a really short window of time. I mean, their next game starts in 12 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The glass half full here, Craig, is that they played without Garrett Mitchell until he recently came back. So you had guys like Blake Perkins stepping up, and we're seeing Jackson Churio coming out of his funk, his rookie funk, when he struggled through the first 2-3 months of the season, and so he is in a good place, and he's in a good groove right here. So from an outfield standpoint, you're the Brewers, you're okay there covering for Christian Yelich. But I think you're right. The Brewers are going to have to weigh this and say, okay, we can mix and match, and we can have guys in the outfield, and we can have good guys giving good at-bats in Yelich's place. But at some point, do you say we need to rush him back because we need to have him help us get to the postseason, or do we think we're good enough with the bats we have to get to the postseason, and then we want him back healthy and ready? That's going to be a tough juggling act for Murph and the Brewers, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is, especially with the back. I mean, Devin Williams is going through it, obviously. He had actually more of the broken vertebrae injury, obviously, over the winter and into the spring. So it's just a really tough one to call. I still don't see how players can be productive when they're really not at 100%. Some can, fighting through, lower body injuries, but backs are very, very delicate. So, I think at this point, since we still have 2 full months of the baseball season left, I'm hoping we won't even broach this subject with him if he does go on the injury list, that, he'll be back sooner than he was the first time. And more importantly, after that, once he gets back, can he be as productive as he was, up until a few days ago?
He is Craig Kashan from Bally Sports, Wisconsin. He is going to bed because he's got to turn around and do the whole pregame show thing again in like 11, 12 hours. So thanks, buddy. Appreciate your time on the show.
All right, Bob. Good to talk to you, man.
You as well. More of Brewers Extra Innings when we return. When we come back, as I said, compact highlights. What else would you have when it's a 1-0 victory?
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years, and for the last 15 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help navigate the complexities of a constantly changing business market environment. With your business in mind, commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ. Ready for this?
Get up!
This?
Get up!
And this?
Get out of here! Go!
Time for tonight's highlights. Here's Bob Brainerd.
All right, it's late, and it was 1-0, so we keep it tidy here as we recap the game. And a lot of zeros on the scoreboard at Wrigley Field after the 1 hour, 24-minute rain delay. They got it going. Both pitchers, Colin Ray, Jamison Taillon, they were locked in. They were dealing. And then we got to the 8th inning, and the Brewers were able to get some runners in scoring position. Jake Bauers was at third base with 2 away. Bryce Terang at the plate.
1-2, line drive back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Trotting home is Bauers. Bryce Terang delivers an RBI single, and the Brewers take a 1-0 lead.
So that happened in the 8th inning, and you're wondering, all right, are the Cubs going to answer? Are we going to play extra innings and just keep playing baseball all night long? Well, they threatened in the bottom of the 8th inning. Some long fly balls were hit near the track or close to it, but they stayed in the park. Then in the 9th inning, the Brewers brought their closer out. It was dicey. They had the tying and the winning runs on base. More long balls were hit, but in the end, save number 20 on the hill.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to second base. Big hop for Terang. Tosses to first in time. And the Brewers have shut out the Cubs. And even this series at a game apiece with a 1-0 thriller here tonight at Wrigley Field.
So, Trevor McGill gets save number 20. And again, as Craig and I talked about, it was a little dicey, but you don't care how it looks. Well, Pat Murphy cares how it looks, but he was also happy to get the 1-0 victory and take the season series. Milwaukee is now on 7 in 12 contests against the Chicago Cubs. When we come back in Brewers Extra Innings, we wrap it up and we talk about the 13th meeting, which will happen later this afternoon.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
When you have a stuffy nose, life can be a bit unpleasant. Some live every day with a stuffy nose, and that can make life downright miserable. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we are committed to eliminating your nasal breathing problems with simple in-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty, which requires no surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. At Advent, we understand your inability to breathe freely limits your quality of life. And that's why we continue to pioneer the most advanced in-office procedures that have made our practice a global destination for those seeking to live their highest quality of life. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for the balloon sinuplasty procedure. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. Advent.
Results may vary.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for J.D. Griffiths. It was more than a year ago that my wife and I decided we needed new garage doors. And now a year later from J.D. Griffiths, and they look brand new. Just gorgeous garage doors that enhance the look of the house. They pop. I tell you, they pop. J.D. Griffiths has been doing it for more than 70 years. And they're not just providing premier garage doors, they're also Milwaukee's detached garage builders. They do it all for you. And now J.D. Griffiths is offering you a deal. You can get $100 off a new garage door opener with the purchase of a brand new garage door from J.D. Griffiths. They'll come in, you'll get that free at-home estimate, and they'll take care of you. Here's what you do. Go to the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ, or call 414-362-7222 and mention me, Eric Bilstead, and you will save some cash. Check out J.D. Griffiths and enhance the look of your home. Those garage doors, they pop. 414-362-7222, J.D. Griffiths.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Milwaukee wins at Wrigley Field in Chicago after the nearly 90-minute rain delay to start the contest. 1-0 was the final score. And in about, we have the pregame show in about 12 hours. Yeah, afternoon baseball to close out the series and the season series with the Chicago Cubs. You can hear it along the line here on the Brewer Radio Network. Cubs going to throw Justin Steele at Milwaukee. Maybe consider him the ace of the staff, so he'll be a tough dude to deal with. Milwaukee still hasn't determined who they're going to start in the contest. Murph was asked about it and still was toying what to do. Remember, Dallas Keuchel was in that spot, but Dallas Keuchel no longer with the Milwaukee Brewers. So we'll see if they just kind of try to piecemeal something together or give the baseball to somebody else in mind to start that contest, as Milwaukee will try to take 2 of 3 from the Cubs. And again, they've already taken the season series 7-5 so far, trying to make it 8-5 before they come home. It'll be the first homestand after the All-Star break for the Brewers. This weekend they'll face the Miami Marlins, followed up next week by the Atlanta Braves. That'll do it for this edition, the Tuesday into Wednesday edition of Brewers Extra Innings. For Max Meyerson, who presses all the buttons, for Craig Kashan of Bally Sports Wisconsin, I'm Bob Brainerd. We talk baseball at you again next Tuesday.
Wisconsin Volleyball has a